Hello everybody, welcome back to World Tanks, Bail's Gaming here, and today I finally got the test server up and working, and I'm gonna, well, since everybody's already went ahead and previewed the Object 257, which I personally think is ridiculously stupid. Whole designs like that are, literally it's just a way to make bad players seem decent, and when you give that to a good player, they're just gonna wreck everybody. It's ridiculous. But one of the main tanks that caught my interest that I'm really excited for is actually the Object 705A. Look at this thing. I personally nicknamed it the IS Mouse. That's why I nicknamed it, because it's a rear turreted, basically IS-7, and look at it, it looks pretty ridiculous. So, about its armor, it says it's got 170 at the front, and 100 on the side, 60 at the rear. But there is 100 millimeters on the side, but this right here is spaced armor, so if you shoot here, it'll probably bounce. I think it'll be pushing about 200 effective. Plus, because it's also slightly angled down in the back, so you want to shoot for here, actually. And the front lower plate is actually only 140 millimeters, but be careful when you're facing it straight on. It's roughly 230 millimeters, so that's really effective. 230, 240 millimeters. The upper plate is roughly 260 millimeters with the 170 millimeters, and it being angled pretty well. The best angling you could do on this is like this, which makes this plate roughly, it pushes it over 245 millimeters, makes your upper plate practically impenetrable aside from high penetration heat rounds or TD premium rounds, basically. And you don't want to angle more than this, because then your side is easy to pen. You can't pen this at all unless you're a tier 10 tank destroyer firing premium heat or APCR with like 400 pen. But if you ever see an Object 705A angling like this, sort of, shoot him right here, because it's only 100 millimeters and the tracks only count as 20 millimeters. So that's only about 180, 190 effective, actually. So even tier 8 vehicles will be able to pen the Object 705A in a position like this. Also, don't be afraid to get up close and flank it with your mobility. It only does, and I'm using realistic crew skills that a player would actually have, like up to their third crew skill, and only 25% on the third crew skill. More in that layer, but only 27 degrees traverse speed. You can easily outflank this, get to the side, get to the rear. It's only 60 millimeters. Don't shoot the rear of the turret. It's 120 millimeters. Also, really interesting, this turret ring is really thick. But another thing, if you're a tall heavy tank, probably German heavy tanks, maybe even this thing itself, right here, this whole area up here is 40 millimeters, and this area right here is 40 millimeters. Do not shoot here. Like most Russian tanks, you would assume this is a weak spot. It's not. It's 60 millimeters, so it's an auto ricochet. But right here is only 40 millimeters, this whole area here, and the whole roof is 40 millimeters. So 121 millimeter caliber guns plus will all overmatch this, and it's relatively short. Here's the KV4, and here's the Object. It's a lot shorter than the KV2. Sorry, I said KV4, didn't I? Type 5 heavy, look at this. It's going to be pointing down on, and E100 is roughly this height, or something like that. Mouse probably same. So if you ever see an Object 705A, just point down on its hull. You'll probably pen. And not to mention, the gun depression will make this plate a lot less effective. So, for 2,450 HP, I think that's a little bit too much, in my opinion. By the way, turret front, never shoot it. Never shoot this area unless you're a Jagdpanzer U100 firing heat at this flat part, which is like 300 millimeters. The only part of the turret in the front that's 330 millimeters is the mantlet right here. And who shoots mantlets? Nobody. So yeah, that's nice and really interesting. Look at the hull. So normally you'd be able to spam premium into turret ring, which you could probably do, but with this thing you can, because the hull it's raised up over the turret ring, specifically to cover the turret ring, which makes this really OP when it's hull down. I haven't played it yet, so you guys are going to see my first battle with it. I'm going to play it how I assume it's played, and first let's quickly go over what I'm using here. So you only get 30 rounds, very similar to the Hellcat, but these are 152 millimeter rounds. So, and interestingly, they only do 650 average, not 750, which I actually like. I don't want this thing to be an E100 IS-7 Maus combination. The 650 Alpha makes it kind of unique. And 256 AP pen, which is really good, better than the IS-7, and 310 heat pen, which is arguably better than the IS-7's 303 APCR pen. They're different. They're better in different situations. Like you want to shoot a far target, APCR is better, and the heat is better for flat E100 turrets. The HE is really good, 90 millimeters of penetration. That is extremely good. The E100 only has 85 pen with its high explosive, and these do a lot of damage. So that's going to be really nice. And because it's a 30 ammunition loadout, and you're going to get into full tier 10 battles a lot. And when you do it, you fight a lot of heavy tanks. You want to be able to pen them. 256 pen is good enough, but sometimes you're going to need the heat. So my loadout that I would use, even in the live server, would be 13 AP, 12 heat, yes, it's almost the same, and then 5 HE. Now the HE I'm carrying is a lot more than I would normally carry, and that's just because it's a 252 millimeter gun, and the HE is going to wreck. So just to look at the average damage, the gun characteristics. So stock, it's 0.44 accuracy. I've managed to get it down to 0.4 with the brothers in arms and the verticals and the vents. Vertical stabilizer doesn't actually show there. DPM's not bad, 2600. That's pretty good. So 840 high explosive damage. That is really good. Max rolls are pushing 1,000. So 3.31 rate of fire. That's literally comparable to the E4. So I'm expecting it would be played more like an E. Man, this is like a combination of everything. Anyways, let's start getting into the battle. I don't want to spend too long in the garage, just blabbing about random stuff. Already spent 8 minutes of that. So we're here in Tier 10 battle. Tier 10 battle in the test server, that's pretty expected. Surprisingly, not very many 705As, so that means we'll actually be able to test it against meta tanks like Super Conqueror, good hull down tanks that can't get hull down on this map, like the Kronvog. T110E5, the, I guess, jack of all trades. And Type 5 Heavy, like I said, could shoot down with AP, but most people use the high explosive gun, and don't get me wrong, the high explosive gun will break this because it's only 40 millimeters. Let's turn the volume down a little bit more. I think 5 should be good. This tank feels really good. I feel really good playing this right now. As you can see, look at this turn. The turret traverse doesn't seem to be that bad, actually. Oh, this thing turns like a boat. But I want to jerk something. 14-second reload, just to put that in perspective, that's slower than the Type 5 Heavy with the 14 15 centimeters. But then again, this gun is bigger. So eat round, where did he pen? I can't tell where he penned. He probably hit my side plate. This is a test server, so I do have a lot more ping. Hello. You guys all know. I'm assuming a lot of people will be firing premium in this, which is interesting. Okay, there's another. What? Oh, hello. What the heck is that? What the heck is that thing? Oh, that's the new Russian TD. What the heck? That thing's got, I think, the same gun as this. They're very similar gun. If it's gonna back up. So, I'm going into position. Oh, Type 5, don't block me. I think. That guy's firing now. Well, his first shot was AP. So, as you can see, TDs will do relatively well against this. Oh, this guy's like side scraping. What the heck? Ooh, 719. That is a beautiful roll. We're gonna have to start backing up. These guys are going to push into us, and this thing's DPM is not meant for this. Oh, you need round bounce, sir. Woo! 658. That's pretty good. Now we're gonna get raped. Okay. Down here, I'm gonna ram this guy. He still pens me. I'm gonna die. Ooh! Ow! Oh, that hurts. So we got 2 shots. Yeah, 2 shots. Terrible. We're gonna do another one. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna review the other tanks as well. This tank, its gun traversal is so epic. You get side scrape with this. That looks like an auto ricochet. That was impenetrable for me with my 256 pen. That's ridiculous. All these guys are firing premium, which is really annoying. I do think this thing's armor is gonna be good. This guy's over angry. Terrible. Look at the premium. So much. Way to test your tanks. This thing seems to be pretty heavy too. 316 damage to that. I'm gonna check the weight of this. I wonder what the weight is compared to the horsepower. I didn't actually check that. So, not a battle to be impressed with. We somehow did more damage to that. A grill. Well, yeah. This thing weighs 100 tons. Wow. And it's got a top speed of 40 kilometers. So if you get on a hill, let's say Himmelsdorf Hill, you start going down that hill, you're gonna wreck something. This thing's 100 tons, and it's got 1500 horsepower. That is really nice. Power to weight is 15. That's not bad for a tank as heavy as this. Keep in mind, the tanks it's competing with, it's literally a Type 5 Heavy. Let's see what the Type 5 Heavy's got. I know, it's got more engine power than the Type 5 Heavy. Look at that. Less than 8 horsepower per ton. Maus has got less than 8, or does it have less than 8? I think it has less than 10. So 15 horsepower per ton is not bad, actually. We're going to get into another battle here. Hopefully it won't take too long. I do think, so even if I do terrible in this video, do keep in mind, I'm playing against premium shells, entirely premium shells, and YOLOs and everything. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, so, what we're going to do here is, sorry for that, we're going to go play the pocket. We're going to play the pocket. I think playing the pocket will be fun. There's some Russian in chat. There's a lot of Russian people here. It's cool. Just called the Object 268 space 4. They couldn't even put a V. Object 268 V4. What's this guy doing? As you guys can see, I am lagging a lot. 54 frames per second, that's half I normally play with. But, so, just take this gameplay with a bucket of salt, because it's going to be much better than the last one. So, 0.4 accuracy, not the greatest. I don't think I'm actually fast enough to get to the pocket. We will try. So if I get hauled down here, it'll be pretty good. Oh, this thing is so slow. Oh, he hit my gun. Thank you. Holy crap. I'm in such a good position right now. So, these guys are gonna start regretting their life. Woo! This thing has 5 degrees of gun depression, which isn't bad. It's not amazing. UPCR. That was a 50 pen, according to the pen indicator. So it seems like that 268 version 4 is really well armored. I want to hit this E4. Here we go. That's a 430U. I think I'll test that one out too. As you can see, oh, that guy's firing AP. Thank you. So yeah, this thing's armor is really freaking good. The artillery stunned me, so the reload got impossible. Jeez. Yeah, the reload is the only thing stopping this from being OP. Bounce. Guarantee this guy is firing ABCR. Hello! I think he was trying to hit my lower plate. He saw it. Oh! Yeah, the accuracy is not great. It's definitely brawling accuracy. But I don't think it's overpowered, and I don't think it's weak. I love this tank. I'm definitely gonna try and get it. Something got fired. Surprisingly, he's using a fire extinguisher. It's pretty impressive. See, these guys aren't using their armor well. I mean, the E4 is. The E4 is doing really well. I have to give him credit for that. Super conqueror though. He's spamming APs here. I don't think he actually plays Tier 10. I feel bad. I feel bad. Oh, the accuracy. Hello. You can't pen me. I like how he just looked at me and he was like, yeah, I'm not penning that. Oh, this reload is really bad. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna load some heat. I want to test the heat out, you know? I'm not just gonna... We're gonna load a few heat rounds. This battle's gonna be pretty slow. So now we're able to pen the side of this T110 E4's turret. We'll load one more heat round and then we'll start firing HE. You know, just for testing purposes. I think that Super Conqueror's got tired of bouncing off the Type 5 Heavy and Mouse, and he might actually, this is the type of position you want to be. It's firing AP, I like that. Actually, I might just fire HE now. No, I'm gonna load HE. 261, yeah, the artillery will rape this tank, not gonna lie. 40 millimeters, T92 can actually pen that, I believe. Actually, pretty much every 2 can. I'm gonna fix that stuff. Oh, it missed! I don't think he's... I like this guy. Honestly, I have to say I like this 705. He's doing really good. No, he's running. I want to test my HE on you, bro. Come on, pokey. Oh! Oh, please kill me. So dumb. He's firing HE. So that's what you can expect. Where'd he hit? My mantlet. 30 millimeters. That was spaced armor. Tracks and spaced armor plus 100 millimeters, so... And then, well, you know, we'll finish firing my HE. I like this guy. 300. Okay, so the turret will get raped by Type 5 heavies. How do I know? Because Type 5 heavy HE is way better than this. Not gonna lie. The accuracy is literally the only thing that brings this tank down. Me and the 705, we just keep missing. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, so running low on ammunition. Spells like these that really kind of suck. Finish that guy off. We'll start loading heat. Then we're gonna come around over here. Okay, this is really unnecessary, but I'm only got 1 AP left, so. Okay, so it's bad here because I'm overextending. I'll try it. It's interesting. Heat round, able to pen inside there. The artillery is. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. The map is so small. Not gonna lie. Because it's mines and ends that we played on, the maps are so small, and I know the maps by heart, that I didn't even bother to look at my maps. I'm so sorry. Okay, I don't want to get hit by those things. Those things are bad. Watch this accuracy. Oh! Woo! That was not him. Ooh. Actually, not bad. Not bad. I like it. I like this tank. I can't pen that. It's too much of an angle. We're gonna just, you know what? YOLO. YOLO, my dudes. Let's go. We're gonna YOLO this guy. He's facing the other way. He's a slow TD, so we're just gonna go yo-yo. Low. I think he gave up. Just gonna finish him off. That guy's got a hesh. Ah! We're dead. We're dead. It's just, we're dead. Hesh. So, I think he hit my front plate there. Yeah. Or my turret. Because it could have splashed down into my whole roof. Pretty good game. 5,007 damage. 4,600 block, and they were premium rounds, and 1,244 assisted. That's a good result. Any average player and me would be happy with that result. And it's my second battle. I've got 4 kills. I pretty much only fired heat because I ran out of ammunition and just to test it. And in all honesty, situations like that, you probably want to have more HE. So maybe you could get away with 8 heat and 8 high explosive. Like, for example, oh, played heavy tank 3 for the T55A. Not bad. Got an ace tanker. Already, this video is awesome. So, yeah. Ace tanker. Got 1,200 base. Most damage out of everybody. Yeah. Lost money. The ammunition is expensive. Excuse me. 6,000 for these heat rounds. Okay, Okay, it actually hurts this tank. Probably these HE rounds. They're expensive. 1,100. And we only did 300 damage with them. So that's pretty expensive, actually. Yeah. Not bad, actually. That battle was really nice. Let's see how many shots actually hit us. We were hit with 15 shots. I think a few of those were high explosive, and a lot of them just bounced. Look at that. We had, out of 15 shots that hit us, 9 of them were non-penetration. The 6 that say were penetrations were, I believe, they were all high explosive. So every non-high explosive shot that hit us was a bounce, and they were all premium rounds. Now, don't think this tank is overpowered just because you saw something like that. Do keep in mind that I was playing this tank in the perfect situation, almost perfect situation. If there was no Artie, it would have been even more perfect. And I do think this tank is really balanced, and I hope you guys agree. This tank is pretty balanced. It looks really cool. I wonder where the marks of excellence go. Look at this. Where would you put the marks? Wargaming. Where do the marks go? This paper covers it. What the heck? Are the marks gonna go on the paper? Yeah. I don't think they go right here. You think they go right here? That'd be kind of... that's disappointing. I'm really curious where the marks of excellence will go, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying to get this tank. This tank seems to be really fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Relatively long. I know most people probably won't watch through this entire thing, but I personally like the tank. It's balanced. The Object 705A is a really balanced, well-rounded tank. In certain situations, it could be seen as OP, but as you can see, high explosive from big guns, and including, especially Artie, with the 40 millimeters hull roof armor, which is relatively easy to hit because of its sluggishness, really does bring the tank down, and not to where it's bad, but to where it's not overpowered. Of course, on a sitting map like Himmelsdorf, if you get hulled down, you're probably going to be OP. And if your opponents aren't a Type 5 heavy or whatever big gun firing HE at you, and they don't run away or try and get a better flank or whatever, then they're just dumb. That's simple as that. And yeah, that's the end of my preview for the Object 705A. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like or comment letting me know that you enjoyed. If you feel there was anything wrong with my video or have a suggestion, please let me know in the comments as well. I love feedback. And if you're new to my channel, this is the first video you're seeing, welcome. And feel free to subscribe for more World of Tanks content. I pretty much only feature my replays on here. If you do want me to feature a replay, just put the link in the comment. Be like, can you commentate on my replay? And I'll do it. just know that I don't actually like commentating on other people's replays because you can't provide like how they were thinking, how they felt in the situation. Like for me, when my my Object 140 replay, which should be popping up anytime now, I was shaking and panicking. So yeah, and feel free to check that video out and some other videos on this channel. Anyways, Beozum here. Peace out.